Good evening, folks. This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live. What is going on, good people? Welcome to a Friday night edition of Steele Live. Listen up. Good evening. Miami coins are flowing. The community's showing. AMC is knowing. The conspiracy theorists are crumbling. The market is stumbling. But guess what? We are about to let the bulls loose. Can you dig it? Good to see each and every one of you guys. If you haven't, smash that like button. I want you to do that right now. It takes a split second of your time. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's the number one thing you can do to help a new emerging exciting channel like this reach up into those tricky YouTube algorithms, reach more people. I want you to smash that like button like you'd smash your first childhood celebrity crush. Guys, if you're brand new here, you are watching Steele Live. I am Steele. It is great to have you. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit all on that notification bell. And if you are already a subscriber, guess what? Hit all on that notification bell. Also, if you feel compelled to super chat anytime throughout this episode, that is obviously hugely appreciated for my time and efforts. You can feel free to comment or ask whatever questions you'd like for either myself or my co-host this evening. And lastly, membership is now available. I actually added 2 extra membership exclusive emojis. See if you can find which ones they are, guys. The members. I added 2 new emoji additions are in the membership emoji choices down there. I just added them a little bit before we went live. How do you become a member? There's 3 different tiers of membership. Just click the link pinned at the top of the chat, and you can see those options available. Guys, got a great show, a fantastic show, an awesome show lined up for you tonight, and lots of fun, exciting, and funny stuff to talk about, frankly. And without further ado, I am going to introduce my co-hostess with the mostest, a new team member to the network. It is Sadaf Jadran. Sadaf, how are you feeling tonight?
Hey, how are you?
Very good.
Great.
Awesome. So Sadaf is coming to us live from Australia. So she's in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you broke up. You're breaking up a little bit there. Hopefully,
almost 1.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit there.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
1 p.m. here.
Okay, very good. 1 p.m. So that works out well for you. So we'll take you into the afternoon here, guys. Got a great show lined up for you guys tonight. And then also, I think Nick Balls is going to stop in for a bit. I'm not sure when, but he said he's going to swing by, make a cameo appearance, and all that stuff. Low Roller keeps asking, did you hear BitBoy got banned on YouTube again? I didn't hear that, and I checked out his YouTube, and it's up right now, so not sure what's up with that. But at the top of the news, let's just get right into this Miami coin thing. A few news outlets reported on this yesterday. I'm going with the article written by Newsweek. Miami to launch cryptocurrency to fund city initiatives called Miami Coin. Miami plans to unveil a cryptocurrency in August that officials say will help the city generate revenue and expand its opportunity. 30% of the revenue generated from the new digital cryptocurrency Miami Coin will be used to fund city initiatives. The city of Miami could end up earning millions of dollars as a result of the popularity of Miami Coin, because obviously Miami has become the Bitcoin capital of the world, says the Miami Mayor Francis Suarez told Fox Business on Tuesday. And the mayor of Miami said this, you guys. He said, we are focusing on differentiating our economy by creating a new wave of technological products that will incentivize people to move to Miami and be a part of our tech ecosystem, he added. The mining process of generating the new cryptocurrency and maintaining digital ledger of crypto. Oh, it's just explaining what mining is. Okay, we don't have to go over that. So this is pretty exciting. This is very much a groundbreaking initiative happening in Miami. And I like that's just called Miami Coin. It's just because Miami has just so many kind of like a classic, exciting connotations of whether it's vacation or Miami Vice, Michael Mann, whatever, Ferraris, speedboats, all of that stuff kind of comes to mind. All the gaudiness and the sun and the beach. Miami Coin, I love it. I love it. So this is the mayor of Miami is a perfect example of a political leader who has really just completely embraced cryptocurrency and is, in my opinion, is going to be seen as a absolute trailblazer in a few years. And I think that more and more cities are going to follow suit. And I think it's really cool that he's going to be using Miami Coin as leverage to get his own city out, pay off a lot of debts and be able to fund a lot of important initiatives. And right now, we are just starting to see a few of these elected leaders turn the corner on this. I know that Andrew Yang, when he was running for the mayor of New York City, and Andrew Yang lost by a bit, as I understand. I think that was about a month ago that election happened. But he was trying to turn New York City into another cryptocurrency hub, Bitcoin hub to the world, which would have been, in my opinion, just fantastic with a city with the size and scope and influence of New York. It could have really had a fantastic cascading effect across the country. But Andrew didn't win. And so now that's not going to happen. But we have Miami Coin. It'll be interesting to see if people outside of Miami will be able to trade Miami Coin. What do you think of this idea, Sadaf?
You know, I love people getting in the game early. Those early adopters. Like I only read about this recently, and it was just a short piece just saying, you know, Miami is launching a cryptocurrency to fund this city initiatives. But yeah, I keep saying it. It's so early. Get in and do anything in crypto. I don't know, make it a city coin or sell merchandise, do whatever. It is so early. So it's great to see people just taking initiative.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this is the beginning of a long-term trend that's only going to increase over time. And I think that a city adopting its own trademark coin could be a really, really powerful asset to be able to keep debts in check and to be able to fund very expensive initiatives that typically are only shouldered on predominantly a certain bracket of taxpayers, right? So if we can take the burden off of that a bit and have that also distributed among the city's own cryptocurrency, I think that's very advantageous for a number of reasons. You know,
I agree.
Yeah. So I'm all about Miami Coin. The last time I was in Miami, it was a few years ago for the, it was like electronic music festival that's there every year. It's a pretty gaudy but fun affair. Gaudy but naughty, I guess I'd say. And Winter Music Conference, that's what it was called. And I've been to Winter Music Conference twice. It's kind of like an EDM kind of thing, you know, but where people are, there's a DJ at swimming pools will be, it's things like this, but it's fun. It is what it is. But Miami's definitely its own vibe. And hey, Nick, are you with us? I pulled you in.
I am. How are you guys doing?
Hey, good.
Hi, Nick.
Hey, what's up?
Dogecoin millionaire Nick Ball's just popping in for a bit, guys. Squirrely starting things off with a super sticker of $4. I love it. Thank you so much, Squirrely, for the super sticker.
I was listening to your conversation about Miami Coin. What is the over-under that the mayor of Miami gets wrapped up in some scandal involving hookers and blow with Miami Coin?
I guess at that point it would be a confirm your stereotypes moment, right? So,
and I just got back from Miami. I can confirm.
Yeah, yeah. You know, what I've been rewatching, you guys, lately is the original Miami Vice series. This is a very seminal television series from the 1980s, for those of you who don't know, called Miami Vice. It was starring an actor named Don Johnson, and I forget the guy's name who played Tubbs. His name is eluding me at the moment, but it's about two undercover cops in Miami at the peak of the mid-'80s during the Colombian Coke Wars thing, and just when basically Miami was half glitz, half war zone, drug war zone, you know. And
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Phil Michael Thomas, that's it. And then, but it was directed. It was directed and produced by a guy named Michael Mann. And for me, what I think is so compelling and powerful about the original Miami Vice series, it was really super groundbreaking at the time, because what really set it apart from any other like crime drama series that have ever taken place before then, this series often had very unsettling endings to the episodes. You know, that wasn't uncommon. Yeah, it was pretty dark, man. But so Miami Vice got away with having very dark endings and very kind of almost kind of like avant-garde cinematography, while bringing in huge ratings, right? Steven,
I don't know if I've mentioned this to you, but I've been toying around with the idea. I've never owned a manual car in my life. I've driven a manual car, but I've never owned one. And I've been kind of messing around with the idea of getting a white Ferrari Testarossa, just like in the show. They're not that expensive, believe it or not. In the model year was the year that I was born, 1988. I just think it would be cool to have a white 1988 Ferrari Testarossa. If I do get this car,
yeah,
I'm coming up there, and we're going on a Miami Vice
dude
run.
Yes, yeah, dude. We're gonna put on the synthwave. We're gonna be having the top down and just cruising in the '88 Testarossa. I'm all about it, man.
8-track to aux converter, I think, to make that happen. But yeah, we should.
Yeah, and I'll definitely be wearing. What is that? Don Johnson would always wear like the white linen suit with no socks and a shirt,
slippers.
Slippers and like a shirt like buttoned down, about 4 buttons. 4 buttons
all
deep.
Right, I guess I'll be Tubbs. I guess I'm part black. Okay, all right.
Yeah, man. Like, come on, you gotta be.
I'll be Tubbs. Okay. As long as I get the shotgun, all right, we're good. Because Tubbs always had the shotgun.
Yeah. Fair enough. But to finish my Miami Vice tangent here, another thing that was so compelling to me about it, and now that I'm rewatching the episodes, it's even that much more clear. But there would be segments of the show that would just be the music with no dialogue for like 3-minute stretches. So it'd be like driving sequences, like in a Ferrari at night, while watching, like driving by like, you know, hookers and drug dealers and all this kind of stuff with the Miami neon lights around and everything, with just music pumping, right? And I was just thinking to myself, they would never budget like a major network show with that kind of approach to the film style and the filmography of it. It just wouldn't happen anymore. You would just get thrown out. Like, you know, the network judges would be like, no, we can't. We're not going to put a bunch of budgeting behind, these very dramatic 3-minute intervals with no dialogue. That would not happen, with just music.
Yeah, no way.
So it was cool. That's what I love about Miami Vice. There would just be these interludes that were almost like music, cerebral music videos. You just have to watch it to know what I'm talking about. But I highly recommend watching the original Miami Vice series. Someone in the chat, Ultra says, Miami Vice led to Grand Theft Auto video game. Yeah, in a sense, a lot of the Grand Theft Auto aesthetic and stylings were directly inspired from that show. Most notably, the Miami version of Grand Theft Auto, which I forget which one that was along the lines, but. Yeah.
Vice City.
Vice City. That's right. Speaking of small world, you guys, one of the and Sadaf was on this episode with me when we had the CEO of Geometric Energy Corporation on. He's got somebody on his staff that is one of the main voice actors on Grand Theft Auto. And so we were asking about that, and it was just this random thing, right, to have be involved with his company. But I double checked it, and it's definitely true. And then that's when he started expanding on. And for those of you who don't know, the Geometric Energy Corporation is the company that's responsible for the Doge 1 mission to the moon, right? And then from there, what we learned, which I didn't know, is that the Geometric Energy Corporation also has a gaming division in which this voice actor is also going to be involved in some game development stuff there as well. It's just one of those episodes. The more we got into it, the more it was just like, whoa, like one thing after another. So anyway, let's get to the next story, guys. Next story. This comes courtesy of FinTech News. Elon Musk supports Dogecoin, Bitcoin again. Will it spark a massive surge? Elon Musk supports Dogecoin and Bitcoin again. Will it spark massive surge? Dogecoin and Bitcoin both get support from Elon Musk in recent tweets. As usual, these tweets could spark the next big boost for both cryptocurrencies in the market. Elon Musk and his tweets are notoriously known for directly affecting the crypto market. On Thursday, Musk dropped 2 tweets that could improve Bitcoin and Dogecoin's prices. And now get this next paragraph, guys. Elon Musk likes huge Dogecoin support. Twitter user Steele is a popular icon. Am I a popular icon now, you guys?
I guess, according to the news media, sure, yeah. Go with it.
This is the first time I've ever heard myself described as popular, let alone an icon, back to back. So there you have it here, folks. Breaking news here on Steven Steele Live. I have now become a popular icon. To all 65 of our current viewers. Twitter user Steven Steele, a popular icon who discusses cryptocurrency-related topics in his YouTube channel. He recently proposed for AMC Entertainment to use Dogecoin as a new payment method. This I did do, guys. His post wrote, AMC really should accept Dogecoin. It just makes sense. Do you agree? FX Empire highlighted that both AMC and Dogecoin attained meme status in their respective spheres. Now, some Dogecoin fans would like to see these two worlds collide. Since both have a sudden history of spiking in value, combining these two erratic markets should bring out exciting results. Twitter user, it's all risky. I don't know if you're watching right now, but good evening to you if you are. It's all risky emphasized that AMC accepting Doge would greatly benefit AMC shareholders and give practicality to Dogecoin, uniting the meme assets for a common goal. While the internet discussed the benefits of this merger, a surprising development occurred. Elon Musk liked the post, which boosted its overall popularity exponentially. And then they have a screenshot and a link to me just posting the screenshot on Twitter saying, basically just me saying, well, this is neat, you know? That was wild to see. So, what do you say, guys? Am I now a popular icon?
Do you know what I loved about that entire scenario? The fact that you were so unaware of it.
I was really unaware of it. I had no idea that Elon even liked that tweet until Matt Wallace texted me at about 3 a.m. Telling me that. And my first instinct was, oh, I think he's trolling. I think he's going to send me a link to something that's not what he says it is. So I checked it out myself, and, sure enough, there I was under the liked most recently liked tweets of Elon Musk himself. And then it just obviously just cascaded from there, getting all over the financial news, financial press, even into today. I thought it was over, but then I saw FinTech just wrote an article with me very heavily laden in it. Now, it put myself in the suddenly found myself in the very precarious position of kind of being at the head of this AMC for Dogecoin for AMC movement. And there have been people pushing for this, mind you, just to be clear, before I began talking about it. And I know there have been people in both predominantly in the AMC scene pushing for it. But all of a sudden, I found myself at the front and center of this thing. So what I've been trying to do is obviously keep this leverage, keep this Dogementum pushing forward and getting as many people pumped about as we can, because obviously adoption is key, right? Adoption is key to the long-term success of a cryptocurrency, particularly one of the nature of Dogecoin. What do you say, Nick?
Oh, 100%. And I think your timing couldn't be better. I think the markets right now are looking thick.
Yes.
Everything's looking real healthy. I love it. I was listening to BitBoy Crypto, believe it or not, today. And
Sadaf is laughing. Okay, go ahead.
Because everyone's talking about it, so it's a good segue.
It is, yeah. I occasionally pop in and listen to the Crypto Face live streams, and he had this guy, I think his name's Adam Hart. I think that's it. I might be wrong on I get his first name wrong all the time. Richard Hart, I'm sorry. He's the creator of Hex. And he's like, basically how he made all of his money was he was one of the original miners of Bitcoin. He was mining Bitcoin when it was a nickel. So this guy is like a multi-millionaire, and thus he thinks that he's a god at this point.
Yeah.
It is 100% gone to his head. He spent $1 million on watches.
That'd be a good metric for deciding that.
Yeah. So he's one of these, and same with Crypto Face to an extent. But I talked to Steven earlier today, and I was kind of commenting like, these guys think that the market peaked at 60K for Bitcoin. And I'm like, guys, and they're basically saying, oh, all this upward momentum right now, it's just a bull trap. It's just a bull trap. Like, you guys, like, you've spent your lives watching markets. Like, you should know what these price movements mean, and like a bull trap plays out over a day. It doesn't take, it's not a 2-week long uptrend. You know what I mean? Like, these things are pretty rock solid fundamentals that even a guy like me, who's, by the way, total idiot. I'm not a genius or anything, but the difference is I know I'm an idiot. These guys think they're smart. So, I just found it interesting. I think the market's doing great, and I think you time that I think the whole AMC, I think everything's going to culminate into a crescendo of dopeness that's just going to envelop everybody.
Yeah. Well, I did put out that tweet distinctively at the time that I did. I just felt that I felt it was the right time to kind of try to steer the conversation in a different direction outside of solely Bitcoin and Amazon. I just felt that it was a good time to kind of just inject something else in there. Nick Parmy, welcome to membership, Nick Parmy. I love to see that lean green on the scene, and welcome aboard. And I hope you enjoy yourself, and already throwing up those membership emojis. I love it. Tara, good to see you, says, Friday nights is my new weekly routine. Loving the Steelementum. Well, we love you back, Tara, and it's great to see you. Gerard B says, on the eve, NYC's mayoral race on Tuesday. I know what day of the week it was on. Front runner Eric Adams has given a brief endorsement of the world's. So basically, you're saying on the eve, of the mayoral race, he endorsed Bitcoin. Is what you're saying? Okay, yeah, that may be. All I know is that Andrew Yang specifically, that was a very heavy part of his platform. So hopefully, I don't even know if the new mayor is officially running things or if he's still the mayor elect. I'm not sure, but hopefully the new mayor is super conducive and open to a crypto economy integration there. Hey, welcome, Patrick. Welcome, Steve Rivas. Anyway, why don't we just get to the next story here, guys? And this one comes courtesy of Bitcoin.com. Report says, now get this. This is interesting development, guys. The report suggests Robinhood owns largest Dogecoin wallet and third largest Bitcoin wallet. So 2 days ago, a Reddit account with it's literally 25 letters. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Published research that claims the company Robinhood holds more Bitcoin than the firm MicroStrategy. Redditor Andrea is the same sleuth that published research 4 months ago on the notorious Dogecoin wallet dubbed DH5, which happens to be the largest Doge wallet today. Back in February, the DH5 address became extremely topical subject of the month. The past week, the online brokerage Robinhood had an IPO, and the company's CEO, Vlad Tenev, talked about the firm's crypto position in an interview on the 6th. Andrea's research once again ties the DH5 Dogecoin address to Robinhood, but it also details how the exchange probably owns a number of large wallets from Bitcoin, from the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BCH. According to Andrea's findings, the rich list wallets from 6 major crypto assets are allegedly controlled by Robinhood, and now there is more than enough evidence to substantiate these claims. This is interesting for the fact that there's always been a shroud of skepticism in terms of the largest Dogecoin wallet being owned for sure by Robinhood. This is something we've assumed for a while, but haven't been outright had enough data to say 100% conclusively that that's the case. And now we can say that is the case. We do have the final missing link of confirmation of data to confirm this. And now we have enough data to show that what is it? The third largest Bitcoin wallet as well is owned by Robinhood too. This shouldn't come as a surprise. It doesn't come as a surprise for me, but it still is. It still is good just to get actual, solid, conclusive, nail in the coffin data on this stuff. Sadaf, you have any thoughts on this?
Look, I'm happy with any type of news that suggests people are buying and people hold big wallets. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, and I think it'll just contribute to the FOMO that's going to come. Yeah,
I agree. What do you say, Nick?
It's actually one of the most bullish signals for Dogecoin that I mean, this is, by the way, this is something I already knew, but and I think most people in the chat probably already knew this too. This was not like a shocker of an article or anything like that.
Yes.
But I will tell you this. What this means is that Dogecoin is actually one of the most decentralized cryptos in the top 10, confirming that almost all of the top wallets are exchanges. And you can't say that about even Ethereum, because Ethereum is like 70% controlled by like 3 different people.
Yes.
So there's I think I'd have to run the numbers, but I'm fairly confident that just based off of the exchange wallets, Dogecoin is one of the most decentralized cryptos in the top 10. And that might not seem like a big deal right now, but going into the future, that could be massive. That could be extremely important going forward.
Yeah, big agree there. Let me just go to do a little market roundup here. Currently, Bitcoin is up 4.5% in just for one day, which is massive. For the week, it's up a little over 24%, also massive, and it's just trading a little bit below 42,000. So very big bullish movement on Bitcoin right now, and it's a very, very, very good thing to see. A welcome change from what we've been experiencing recently. Ethereum is up 1% of the day, and up 16% even for the week, trading just under 2,500. XRP Ripple is up a little under 23% for the week. It's down about 0.5% for the day. And then we've got ADA Cardano is trading pretty much just trading sideways today, but still up 8% for the week. And then finally, Doge is up just about 8% for the week, about pretty much just trading sideways for the day, and down 20% for the month. But keep in mind, we were down almost 40% in a 30-day period, so we've sliced that in half. So the trajectory is definitely positive. So right now, Bitcoin seems to be running away with it. Doge is, doing decently, just trading just under 21 cents right now, but it's not running as bullish as Bitcoin is right now. Why not? Why not, Nick? And then Sadaf, I'd like to get your thoughts.
Well, keep in mind, Stephen, we had an early gain, right? We went up to 23 cents. So we had a kind of a built-in price already, which just gave us less room to move. I don't think the gains we've made for the week are particularly terrible, but I will say this: I am very, very glad that I got out of BNB and put it all into Bitcoin. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I made so much money this week. It's stupid. My day trading portfolio is back up over 300,000, and a lot of that is to do with Dogecoin stabilization, because as everyone knows, I trade 1 million Dogecoin on my day trading portfolio, but a lot of that has to do with my Bitcoin flip. And I just wanted to mention, I just learned this today. I had no idea. I don't own XRP, and I never would, but for those out there that are in XRP, 51% of XRP is owned by the creator. Is that crazy?
That nuts,
seems crazy.
Yeah.
That seems crazy to me. So
yeah, that's the one caveat, and I still do think XRP is has incredible long-term potential, and I actually own a bit of XRP, not as much as I necessarily would like to, but I gotta say, that's the one caveat that's always kind of freaked me out. Sliding Edge coming with a $5 super chat. If Tesla, thank you, Sliding Edge, appreciate you, man. If Tesla has to disclose its holding on Bitcoin, shouldn't Robinhood have to disclose Dogecoin?
Yes, it will. Yeah. That will happen in their first. They've already done that. It's just that piece of their business hasn't been made public yet, but it is on. They have filed, so we will see it on their earnings report.
Yeah, it will happen. It will happen. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts to add to this one, Sadaf?
No, I mean, just to the Doge point, I saw a lot of the pumps happening, off the back of Elon's tweets. So I think what we're seeing now is it's going to be an actual organic kind of rise, and it'll go crazy. So yeah, I do agree it's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree, and it's one of these things where I think it's absolutely possible to, and we've seen this before actually. People are talking about the difference between the bullishness differentiation between Bitcoin and Dogecoin right now, as if this hasn't happened before. This has happened before, and most of the time, what we've seen in the past is that it usually means that Dogecoin's running a bit on a delay. So we have seen in the past where Bitcoin is running more strongly, more bullish than Dogecoin, and then Dogecoin proceeds to run more bullish than Bitcoin the following week. I've seen that happen a few times now. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, it's been. I mean, that's kind of been historically the
same. Yeah,
the trend. So I don't think there's anything to be worried about. With a slight price differential on the weekly or on the daily. Like we're trading above at the moment. But Bitcoin's down on the 2 hour at like almost 1%. We're on even. Actually, we just went up a little bit. So yeah, I don't look at. Although I do trade on a semi-regular basis, like I don't look at for a longer perspective. You gotta kind of. What would Papa Upshot always say? When in doubt, zoom out.
That was a good phrase. We got to give it to him there. That was a pretty good phrase, man.
That was gold.
Yeah. And Upshot, if you're just sneaking, lurking in the background, having me listening, I still got to give it up to you for that phrase. That's still a goodie. My former, I don't know what I call him at this point, because I don't think I'll ever hear from him again. Let's see. Let's go to the next. I know. Let's go to the next story. This comes courtesy of Bazinga. I can now say that I've been written about in Bazinga. And you know what? I don't think it's going to be the last time. Why is Dogecoin moving today? Written by Shivdeep Diwali. Shivdeep Diwali. I've always loved that name. It sounds like he's like a gang leader from the 1970s. And why is it moving? He goes on to say, Doge remained largely range bound, along with other major cryptocurrencies at press time, hovering around the 20-cent mark. Doge was among the 10 most discussed cryptocurrencies on Twitter, according to CoinTrends data. A trending tweet. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know I was in this article too. I didn't even know I was in this one too. A trending tweet from Steele discussed whether AMC Entertainment Holdings should accept Doge. Elon Musk was among those who liked the post. At the time, the tweet had over 4,000 likes and was retweeted about 600 times. Wow, guys, I didn't even know that. This story is still bleeding into the news today. When I put a bookmark in this article, I didn't even know that I was in this one.
I'm telling you, my favorite part of this story is the fact that you're so unaware.
Yeah, I know. It was just like it felt accidental. It really did. Over the last 24 hours, Doge moved 1.5% higher against BTC and 4.2% lower against ETH. Now, guys, this article came out at 6 a.m. this morning, okay? 6 a.m. So look how quickly things changed from the narrative from 6 a.m. this morning, where Doge was moving 1.5% higher than BTC, and now we're seeing a total reversal of that. So again, this goes to show not to freak out so much when this stuff happens, guys. Oh my God. I can't tell you how many comments I got directed at me on Twitter today that was like, oh man, BTC is really bullish, really moving, and Doge is standing still. Like, just talking like Doge is done for. I'm like, you guys, it was literally the opposite at the crack of dawn this morning. So just calm your tits. Honestly, just calm your tits. This is exactly what the market's supposed to do.
I feel like Twitter, everybody wants almost a minute by minute, documenting by any influencer they're following, and it has to be right. It is crazy. Yeah. The expectations, the entitlement, it's going crazy.
Entitlement, I think you hit it on the head.
I was just thinking the same way. That same word that stood out to me, Sadaf, of what you just said there. The level of entitlement with some of the investors is just like, what?
Crazy.
What? Yeah. It's just like, do you really think that you are? You should just like have a hall pass not to experience dips. I mean, what is this? This is just it's just silly to me. Anyway, meanwhile, Shark Tank fame Kevin O'Leary called Doge entertainment, likened making the trades on the meme coin to betting at a casino. O'Leary's stance on Doge is pure speculation, diametrically opposite of fellow Shark Tank host Mark Cuban.
Here we go again.
Yeah, here we go again. I've taken to pronouncing Mark Cuban's name as Mark Cuban. You know why I call him Mark Cuban? Because he pronounces Dogecoin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So if he's gonna pronounce it Dogecoin, I'm gonna call him Mark Cuban. Shark Tank host Mark Cuban, whose basketball team, the Dallas Mavericks, accepts Dogecoin as payment. Man, so last night's show, Nick and I actually really laid into Kevin O'Leary on this, and kind of
specifically me. I feel really bad about that. By the way, I re-listened to it today when you reposted it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna find myself on like a flight with Kevin O'Leary, and he's gonna be like, you're that guy that called me a fat asshole, right? And I was like, yeah, that's me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't say that, by the way. I did not say that. I'm just afraid now.
Yeah, you went all in on Kevin Leary. I was more like laughing along. Not that I entirely, not that I disagree with what you're saying, but how you said it is quite animated, Nick. But if you want to know what that's all about, guys, I just uploaded a video. You can check it out after the stream of us offering a counter-strike to Kevin O'Leary's opinion on Dogecoin on the channel. So you can check that out on the channel. So, yeah, I don't think I have anything more to add to that one. We can go on to the next story. This one's interesting, you guys. And this comes courtesy of Yahoo Finance, written by Andy Meek. Title of the article is, if you own any cryptocurrency, there's a secret tax loophole that can save you thousands.
Tell me more.
Yes. Recent weeks have seen a flurry of cryptocurrency news, from Tesla announcing just a few days ago it's still holding 1.3 bill in Dogecoin, that it's also planning to accept Bitcoin as payment as well. The city of Miami is now continuing to talk up Miami Coin, its own cryptocurrency token, be used to fund developmental projects in the Magic City. Yes, we covered that. Where's the tax info in here? What the heck?
Liars. Some of us need to know.
I think I just got clickbaited by Yahoo Finance. It was like, there's a secret tax loophole that can save you thousands, and then it doesn't. Where is it?
You got to pay for the premium.
Wait. I think I might have found it. The loophole, which may sound a little esoteric for the average American, works like this. Crypto investors can. Okay, here it is, guys. Here's the meat. Here's the secret sauce. Or if I was gay, I would say, here's the secret sauce. That's very stereotypical of me, isn't it?
That's extremely on point. It's like my Tiger King.
Yeah. your Tiger King is pretty on point, man. Your Tiger King's pretty on point.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, well, so we'll do this. I will finish. This is Nick's like no, don't make me do the Tiger King again.
Stop. This is our first real introduction. I don't want to pretend to be a gay imprisoned tiger owner.
At this point, yeah, I mean, he's more of a. Yeah, I guess he's still a tiger owner. Is he still a tiger owner?
No, I don't think so. I think they took that all away from him.
Yeah, locked up. He's a gay imprisoned tiger enthusiast.
Sure.
Crazy.
Put that on your resume. A loophole which may sound a little esoteric for the average American works like this. Crypto investors can sell their assets at a loss. Then they cause use that loss to whittle down or wipe out capital gains on other investments that are doing well. Go ahead, Nick.
That's been around forever. That you can do that in the tax world, or I'm sorry, in the stock world too. It's up to 5K, I think. That loophole's been around forever. I forget what it's called. It's called my CPA would be kicking me right now. I should know this. Diverted something capital gains or something like that. Diversion of capital gains.
And this is why Yahoo is living in Google's shadow.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, you know what? You got to pay for Yahoo's premium OnlyFans to get the real tax loophole
All right.
information.
Oh man, Yahoo Finance OnlyFans sounds like a very anticlimactic experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
terrible.
So let me finish this paragraph. And then they can buy back the crypto asset they sold at a loss to make sure they're ready when the price rebounds happens for it. Whereas normally they have to wait essentially a month to do the same thing in a stock. One thing savvy investors do is sell at a loss, buy back Bitcoin at a lower price. Sheehan Chandrikasaria, wow, is that a last name, told CNBC, you have to look as poor as possible. She went on to explain that she sees people doing this every month, week, and quarter, depending on, of course, on their level of investment and sophistication. Investors can rack up so many of these losses, she said, losses that can just put toward offsetting any future gains. Any new information there, Nick?
No, but I am actively trying to look as broke as possible. And this is no joke. I have the air conditioning in my condo turned off right now because it's just cool enough outside to not use it. Steven and I were actually chatting today, and there was a man. I live in a condo building on like the 5th floor. I can see the dumpsters in the downstairs. There was a man earlier today throwing out what looked like a perfectly good PC. I was on the phone with Steven and I'm like yelling to this guy, "Hey, is there a graphics card in there?" I'm like thinking that I could mine with this thing.
Yeah.
And it turns out it was from the 90s. So no, there was not. But you know what? I am a multimillionaire, but I am the cheapest multimillionaire you've ever met. Except when I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on exotic sports cars. Don't count that. Those are investments.
Okay. Yeah, this I still think this is really solid advice though about the tax loophole there. That I think especially starting investors aren't particularly familiar with. It's basic practical advice nevertheless. A little bit clickbaity though, the way they made it sound like this super secret one here, but
use it while you can, because taxes are about to get crazy, so
Yep.
take advantage of it while you can, people.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You know that sorry, Stephen.
Not at
Go
all.
ahead.
No, did you have something?
Yeah, just on this side of the world, what's actually happening is the taxation office actually has, hundreds of accounts of their own, and their employees are actually sussing out people in crypto. So, you'll make a post saying, for example, I'm a Dogecoin millionaire, and someone will actually reach out to you in your inbox and just asking you like how to invest and what price you bought it at, and they're actually getting information off you. So you just have to be really careful.
Ew, I don't like that.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like that either. Yikes.
Yeah, so you honestly don't know who to speak to. Like sometimes people will reach out and ask me something that I'm like, am I going to tell them the truth, or I'm going to tell them what they should be hearing? Like it's not fun.
Yeah.
Australia's a weird place, man. Their whole
It
laws are all wacky.
They're getting
There's all that
weirder.
stuff down there that can kill you. I don't know. It's a weird place.
No, the kill you stuff is not real. Like, come on.
I just looked on your Instagram, Sadaf, and you had a picture of a spider on your door. I saw it with my own eyes. I guarantee you, come 2 feet with that spider, that thing is sticking its fangs in you, and that's it.
No, these are all harmless. They're just like the general house spiders. But I did some pest control a while ago. Just this new place that I got, and I don't think she had ever pest controlled this house. And they were just an hour.
There was a koala in your closet. No?
After the guy was done, I swear to God, I sat inside the house and I had everything locked up, and every single window was like raining spiders. They were all just popping out of everywhere.
Oh God! They're
gone now. Like they're actually gone now, and I could just like roam around freely. But my neighbors haven't done it. So what's happened now is they're going to attract even more now. So I was like, whatever. That's what you get for not doing some pest control. But it is actually it's crazy here the way they manage things, and it's so obvious sometimes. Like you've actually got like we call them Karens here, messaging you and asking you, what does your portfolio look like, Sadaf? What are you actually holding, and what price did you buy it at? Have you sold any yet? Like it's actual. Like, I mean, you may as well be my accountant. Like, I'm telling you everything that you can easily work out, my profit and loss without actually doing my tax.
And who are
like
these?
China.
Who are these people asking you all this information? Are government
it's like
workers?
Their version of the IRS.
We call them Karens, the accounts, what they look like. But yes, it's part of the what you guys would refer to as the IRS. So our taxation.
Oh my
office.
gosh. Wow, then they're pretty nosy folks, huh?
Well, it's becoming big, right? So, I mean, every few days like my accountant will reach out to me and say, look, there's something new. Check on this bracket. There's a new introduction with cryptos, and like it's obviously front of mind now for them, and they're speeding to really try and, I don't know, put some sort of regulation across the board, but we're running out of time. Like I think there's not much time left when it comes to making some big money, because right now we're in the same position as I would assume you guys are, which is any gains 50% tax. So
yeah,
and they'll monitor that.
Yeah, that's
at least in the US you get the 12-month thing.
Well, we get that as well, but I think people are so hesitant to let things sit there for 12 months. So, I don't know. I mean, some of my gains I've been like, whatever, I'll just pay the 50%. But then some of them I'm like, I can afford to sit on that. So, yeah, it's crazy. They do this, and it's worse than the people that reach out and ask you if you need help with trading. The scammers. It's actually worse than that. I don't know. I feel like they could probably just brush that up a little.
Yeah, I think anywhere near 50% taxation on these kinds of transactions to me is just absolute insanity. It's just absolutely nuts. Right? It's just highway robbery. It's just excessive gouging to a degree, and punishing people that are working hard and making their own gains to level up against what already could be described, rightfully so, as rigged systems, rigged economies. And then you get people that are just working folks that are really good, have taken the initiative of educating themselves and making smart decisions to just next level things. And then the government comes right in to just entitle themselves to 50% of that. 30% I can see. 30% would make sense, maybe even 35%, maybe, but 50%, it's just...
It's big, yeah.
It's just, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Here's a tax trick for you guys out there. I don't know if you're in the U.S. I can't speak on other countries, but my taxes next year are... I'm self-declaring, right? Because I don't have a job anymore. I've retired. So I'm showing, the only income I'm showing is from crypto. For the most part. I worked like the first 3 months of the year.
Nick.
Yeah. I don't do shit anymore. I just literally do nothing except work out and eat healthy. But
living the dream.
It is pretty dope. But I am currently actively making my taxes so convoluted that I don't even know if I could decipher it at this point. And then I'm just self-declaring everything as 12-month gains, because to figure out, like, to be honest with you, with my my trading history and everything, it is so insanely confusing. Because I bought Bitcoin in 2012, I bought Dogecoin I bought Litecoin 2013, Dogecoin in 2014, and I just recently started trading all of these pairs, like back, Doge to BTC to ADA. I've just been trading pairs for like the past 4 months, and it's become so the web that I have wove is so convoluted and ridiculous. I God bless them. If the people at the tax office want to try and figure it out, more power to them. But I am declaring everything as a 12-month gain, and they can eat crow.
I love it.
What I've seen actually here, Nick, is there's like a spike in new tech startups that are actually, trying to, there are a few that already exist, but I'm seeing a lot of people try and create some sort of a crypto integration tool that, goes into the different exchanges that you're on and takes all of your account history and your trading.
Yeah, there's software that does that for you. But my actual, my second plan was to actually start the Church of Balls.
That's it. Balls. To be clear, that's his last name, Sadaf.
Oh
yeah, I can see.
Okay. So I'm gonna start a church, not in like a creepy Jim Jones kind of way, where we're all gonna drink Kool-Aid, but like in a really cool, like fun, like
in a fun Jim Jones way.
Yeah, like we're gonna have Kool-Aid, but
non-cyanide
poison.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's an important distinction.
Definitely purple, definitely red. We'll have those flavors available, but it's going to be like more of like a, kind of new agey thing, like a little Buddhism kind of stuff going on. And then I don't have to declare shit. It's just like all church gains. So it's, a church that's centered around technology, but also kind of like, like Eastern philosophy, but not, nothing specific.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Man, I really hope nobody pulls this up one day. This show is recorded live. Is kidding. Whoever
is just a thought. Yeah.
Well, if
I have definitely not bought a black shirt with a white collar.
Yeah, I might have to be an evangelist or a minister in that church, Nick.
Oh, dude, I got you on. You can be a deacon.
Okay, there are the deacon. I'll be a deacon. Let's see. New York Times here, guys. Infrastructure deal puts cryptocurrencies in Washington's crosshairs. A provision in the Senate legislation would give the IRS more power to scrutinize a largely unregulated corner of finance. Boo. Written by Alan Rappaport. I wonder if he's related to Michael Rappaport. He might be. They're both New Yorkers.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, Michael Rappaport, this is just my humble opinion, but I just feel like with age he's just become increasingly obnoxious, and the novelty really wears thin with that guy. What do you think?
Yeah, he's a great actor, little bitch of a man.
he's always just raging on TikTok and stuff like this. Is just like, I can't believe it. Like,
he was in one of my favorite movies.
Oh my gosh!
Actually, probably my favorite movie of all time too, which really makes me upset. But,
and what is that? What is that?
True Romance.
Okay.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
I think it was perfectly written, perfectly directed. Quentin Tarantino's first writing gig. So good. True Romance. But Michael Rappaport, you're a little bitch now. You should go back to True Romance, Michael Rappaport. You were cool back then, bro.
Sliding Edge coming with $5 super chat. Thank you, Sliding Edge. Appreciate you. Church of Balls will have purple supplement infused Flavorade.
Oh God. Could you imagine everybody comes to my church and like drinks the wine, and then like a week later everybody's got like massive biceps and giant delts.
It's like a gym church.
Yeah. The Church of Iron.
You should do that. I was just telling Stephen before this that our lockdown is becoming kind of insane at the moment, so I just decided to convert my garage into a gym. So I'm just waiting on all this equipment to be delivered tomorrow.
Oh,
nice.
I can't believe you guys are still in lockdown over there. That's crazy.
We weren't. So for the entire period that you guys were in lockdown, after about June 2020 till up about now, we were good. Everything was really good, and then we got this Delta strain like 6 weeks ago, and now you've got like the army patrolling the streets. It is crazy.
Oh my God, we're over here in mask off, licking each other's faces and stuff.
Well, that was us. That was us. So yeah, it's getting crazy. Like every day the numbers are going up, and people are protesting, particular things about this entire situation. So every time there's a protest or there's a new conspiracy that comes out, everything gets harsher and harsher, and people like us are just. I was telling Stephen, I'm like, well, I've been working from home from about 2018, so it doesn't really make a difference to my life. I'm used to it now, but people are really struggling. Other than getting your groceries, there is absolutely no excuse to get out of the house. But it's crazy because they've got, they had a 10-kilometer radius rule, so you could travel for, the list of things that were excusable up to 10 kilometers, and that went down to 5 kilometers. But then they introduced a single bubble rule for having like an acquaintance over or a partner, and people are kind of losing their shit because they're like, okay, so I can't go to my mum's house who lives next door, but I can bring over like a random that like it's crazy. So yeah, at the moment I don't think we're going to get out of this for another. We just got it extended yesterday for an additional 4 weeks of complete like zombie 300 army.
I will say this about the lockdown. When they first locked down I'm in Illinois, I'm very close to Steven, and when they first shut everything down, my girlfriend lives about an hour away from me, so we drive back and forth, on a weekly. Yeah. And as most people in the chat know, I like to drive very fast. And it was crazy. I got to her house in, no joke, like 35 minutes. It's an hour drive. I was doing $140 the whole way. It was nuts. There was nobody. It was so much fun. That first 2 weeks of quarantine, I was ripping my car around everywhere. It was so much fun. I wish that could come back.
Oh yeah, the traffic is amazing. Like you'll go anywhere in like a fraction of the time that you used to, because it's crazy here. The traffic here is crazy. But
are you in a major city there?
Yeah, I'm in Sydney. So
oh damn,
crazy here. Yeah, like the traffic on weekdays starts from about, I would even say 2. That's when like school ends, but it starts getting really bad about 4. And if you're traveling like from the city out or in, you're lucky to 2.5 hours minimum. And I used to work in the city for a decade. So yeah, it's crazy. People are struggling, but I don't see the end of this anytime soon. So I just thought, you know what, screw it. This gym membership of mine has kind of been sitting there for the last year. It's crazy. So I just thought, whatever.
Were you able to find equipment down there? Because like up here, that was a huge problem when quarantine first kicked off. All the gym equipment was
sold out right away,
and it was so expensive.
Yeah, but people since the last lockdown have, I think, another thing I was talking to Stephen about, really educated themselves around opportunity and drop shipping and online stores, and it is fucking crazy right now. So you will go online and you have it's so easy to identify like a drop shipping store. Everyone is selling it. You can buy anything from everywhere. So
cool.
It was actually quite easy. Yeah.
So you're going to be benching like 405 soon, or what is your?
I don't even know if I can bench 500 grand. I don't even know what I can do anymore. Like that's how much strength I've lost just waiting around. But yeah, I mean, you can only go for walks now as well with a mask on. And I just think that's pathetic. Yeah, so
it's so crazy.
It is, yeah. So everything's just getting harder and harder. So yeah, gym set up at home happening, and I think it's just going to stay like that because I've just invested so much in it. Screw the social component.
I will say that Delta Strain is a really good name for like a horror film. Delta Strain.
Or an airline.
Are you guys up to another strain? Like, are we? It looks like you guys are doing everything.
We've got
first.
the Freedom Strain over here.
Freedom Strain.
We want. We cough in each other's faces and lick our feet.
We got the Freedom Strain.
We're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That F strain of COVID is doing quite well in America, and my girlfriend was asking me today. She was like, I forgot what we were talking about. She was saying something about like the masks or whatever being like, oh yeah, we were talking about Vegas. Vegas still has the mask stuff. I'm like, we're not going back. Like the people, once you let the genie out of the bottle and you let people start like sniffing fruit in Walmart and getting all weird and like coughing on each other, it's you can't go back. In America, you can't go back. You can't tell people you got to put your mask back on. That ain't happening. The genie's out of the bottle. It's over.
Yeah, that's true. That's how Americans are. Go ahead and stuff.
No, I was just going to say, I was actually going, I went.
Did she cut out?
Yeah, I thought I cut out. No, she cut out. Yeah.
She cut out. Yeah, she cut out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello?
There you go.
You're in and out, Sadaf.
Sorry, I was, I went grocery shopping the other day and I was trying to look for a ripe avocado. And I was too afraid to even touch like a few of them. So I was literally going off like just color, and I'm like, pick it right, because people are crazy. Like the way they look, they stare you down just for touching a few avocados.
Have you had the vaccine?
No, I haven't yet.
Hey, guys.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Guys, whoa, hey, listen. YouTube terms of service. We cannot discuss that topic.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, we won't go down that rabbit hole. But what I will say is that we don't actually have enough in Australia at the moment, so we're all kind of just sitting around. But yeah,
Got
that's
it.
cool. Yeah, I mean, like up here, it's kind of like everywhere. You know, everybody can get what they want or whatever. But actually, my girlfriend and I, we already had it a long time ago. And I got a blood test done. Everything was good to go. So, yeah, we're just chilling up here. But I think my little brother and my dad are going, I think tomorrow. And it seems like things are just getting back to normal in general in America. I think, like I said, I think the time of like people being in lockdowns and stuff in America, once you let that genie out of the bottle, I don't think you can put it back in. I think it's like, I think that's just how things are now, and I think it's back. I think we're back to normal. Fingers crossed.
Let me finish up. Let me finish up this story, guys. In hunt for funds to pay for the Senate's bipartisan infrastructure package, lawmakers have turned to the cryptocurrency industry as a potential source of tax revenue and are proposing tougher scrutiny of digital transactions. A provision of the package would require cryptocurrency brokers and investors to provide more disclosure about their transactions to the IRS. Trying to just look for more meat of it. Senator Sherrod Brown, a Democrat in Ohio, issued a stark warning about cryptocurrencies at a Senate Banking Committee hearing on Tuesday. There's nothing, quote unquote, democratic or transparent about a shady, diffuse network of online funny money, said Mr. Brown. After a decade of experience with these technologies, it seems safe to say that the vast majority haven't been good for anyone but their creators. Could you? Oh my God. I don't think I've read a more idiotic, out of touch statement on cryptocurrency since Elizabeth Warren. What are your thoughts on that quote, you guys? I mean,
I didn't know that I created Dogecoin. That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's safe to say that the vast majority haven't been good for anyone but their own creators. I mean, where do you even start? There are so many people that have had life-changing results through their cryptocurrency investments. It's just wild. And that's why cryptocurrency has been just drumming up so much more attention, because the gains and the excitement surrounding those gains have been really outpacing the stock market exponentially. And
I love how they call it funny money too. Like funny money doesn't exist in the stock market, or funny money doesn't exist in the traditional fiat world. Oh yeah, like we don't just print trillions of dollars out of thin air every year. Yeah, that's not funny money.
Right.
But the internet funny money, now that's funny money.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, I know. It's so ridiculous. What he defines as funny money. And the funny thing is, most of our senators in the United States, anyway, I'm sure it's not too much different in Australia, are so closely tied with the hedge fund class. And
100%.
and so to me, that's just absolute peak irony for these folks to be all of a sudden the moral arbiters on what is funny money and what is shady, quote unquote shady, when it comes to currency. And furthermore, this guy goes on to say, Sherrod Brown says he's got a decade of experience with these technologies. What technologies do you have a decade of experience in? Do you have a decade of experience in cryptocurrency? There's no way that you do. There's no way that you do. A decade of experience with what technologies, Mr. Brown?
Pilots.
Yeah.
Blackberries.
Oh my gosh.
What I was thinking about the other day was like, I honestly feel like the next, I hope we're on the same page with the bull run. We're still in the bull run for this cycle, but I honestly don't think that those big gains are going to, actually happen in the next bull run, which is whatever, a couple of years away. I think it'll mature way too much by then. So I just feel like anyone who's in it really needs to work on making those astronomical gains this cycle, because just judging by the way that we're moving, I don't think it's going to be as easy the next time around. I could be wrong.
What do you think about that, Nick?
Well, speaking of as someone who's made all of their money from 3 cycles ago,
exactly right.
Yeah, I think early adoption is key. The problem that we're running into for future growth potential right now is the fact that there's so many cryptos being made now. Like when I bought Dogecoin, even before, let's say when I bought Bitcoin, there was literally no other option. It was Bitcoin or nothing. When I bought Litecoin, there was a few other options, and when I bought Dogecoin, there was literally there was one page of options on the exchange platform that I was on, which is now gone. Like that exchange got tanked. So I really didn't have much of a choice, right? I could either get Bitcoin, I could get Litecoin, or I could get Dogecoin. And I got Dogecoin for many reasons. One, because it was the absolute cheapest. And I was like, oh, this could be like Bitcoin all over again. I didn't get in Bitcoin at like $1. I got in at a couple $100. But, with Dogecoin, I'm like, oh, this is like a fraction of a penny, or a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny. It's like, okay, cool. I can buy millions of this stuff and keep it for a while.
Yeah.
But the ability to do that is going to get significantly harder over time.
Yeah.
And it's not going to get harder over time in the sense that it will happen within the top 10, but it's because of the fact that every day there's 10,000 different BSC tokens added, and there's a million ERC20 to ERC20 is not as bad, but you get my point. There's cryptos being made every single day. Now, when somebody goes to buy a project, it's like they're like, well, I don't even know what to do here, and each one of these things has different pluses and minuses. I don't even know where to begin. Yeah. And I think most people would say they're safe within the top 10, which I always kind of preach that mentality. But you're right. I think as we go further, the bull cycles will get less impressive over time. But I think there's still, especially with the lower cap top 10, Dogecoin specifically, there's still so much growth potential that, even if you're getting in now at 20 cents, or if you got in a few months back at, 5 or 7 cents, you're way ahead of the game. But you got to hold on to it for a few years. It took me 7 years to become a multi-millionaire. It didn't happen overnight.
Yeah. It took you basically having just to forget about it and go on with your life for a very long chapter of your life in order for it to come on back to you. Imagine if you were like many people we see, new investors we see in the market today, start freaking out after their investments sitting without any significant gains in 6 months, right? So
even when Dogecoin hit, I don't remember this because I literally didn't look at the markets. But back in 2018, I guess Dogecoin hit a penny. Is that right? I have no idea. I wasn't looking.
Yeah, it's about right.
A penny of so at that time, I guess what did I have? Because I've so far I've only sold 1 million. But I guess at that time, I had about $140,000 that I didn't even know about. I had no clue.
Yeah.
So like, if somebody wouldn't have told me, like I don't think I would have sold back then. I would have probably been like, well, that's not enough, or so, like, just moved on. I don't know, but I didn't even I didn't know 2018 or 2017 even happened. I was unaware of that bull cycle completely. So I think the average person, I always preach this, like, buy as much as you can. Don't do what I do and take out bank leverage, but if you not financial advice, but do whatever you want. But buy what you can comfortably afford, and then just forget about it for 7 years.
Yeah. I think that's great advice. Honestly, great advice. So here we coming in where I'm not really sure what this new legislation that's coming in is going to look like here in the U.S. anyway. But there is a clear, huge, deliberate, very aggressive, seemingly aggressive crackdown coming in on cryptocurrency through our current congressional houses. And it looks like taxation is going to increase even more on cryptocurrency here. I don't want to get too political. I definitely describe myself as an independent personally, but I have to say that there has been a distinct distaste for cryptocurrency now under the current administration that we have versus the last one that we have had. Would you think that's fair to say, Nick?
Yeah, I do want to get political. Anarchy. No, I'm just joking. I think it's. I think clearly there's two major political parties in the United States, and they both are, in my eyes, they both are not good. Like, I wish there was a valid third party option out there. There's not. But yeah, it's like one party is all about taxing the hell out of everybody. The other party is about, like, just creating the biggest mess and trouble that they can. And it's nobody wins here. Nobody wins. I think that taxation in America is fine where it is. What they're trying to do ultimately in taxing capital, increasing capital gains tax and increasing it. You know what? You know who it screws the most? Grandma and grandpa who are retiring. Yeah. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Increase my capital gains. I don't care. I'm still going to have millions of dollars either way. It doesn't matter to me. Sure, I'll pay more taxes. Doesn't matter. But when you're taking money away from people who are in the final years of their life, just trying to enjoy themselves, to live a nice little remainder of what they have left. They put in their years of work. They've saved every penny, and now you're going to take that away from them. That is absolute thievery, and that's how you end up with an army of geriatrics storming the Capitol. Next thing you know, we have the Capitol riots. You're going to have like Capitol old people riots, and they're going to bring prune juice and like Werther's Originals. It's going to be terrible, and this is why you can't be taxing old people. I hate that. Leave the old people alone.
Yeah. It's honestly to discourage people.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely for discouragement. I just noticed a distinct change in tonality with the administration that we have now. And if you look back to this show, 2.5, 3 months ago, we were seeing it really come in heavy from Janet Yellen and various other high elected officials. We're kind of just all parroting the same kind of fear-based narratives on Bitcoin specifically, and then cryptocurrency. And just hearing these folks like this talk about cryptocurrency is like listening to some, I don't know, like Christian conservative parent group from the 1980s warn about the dangers of heavy metal, that it's going to like turn your kids into like Satan worshipers. It really does sound like that. It sounds like some people are just so incredibly out of touch and trying to warn people against dangers that are so hyperbolic and non-existent that it's silly. And furthermore, the longer you hear them talk about cryptocurrency, it's clear they have very little fundamental understanding of it. It's just amazing that we keep electing people like this. But I think going forward, you guys, we are going to see more cryptocurrency savvy candidates for office. And I mean, I think that's inevitable. I mean, gosh, I certainly hope so, because we can't keep going like this. We can't keep going like this.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but we're also at a turning point in America too, where, and this is not, by the way, this actually covers most, Western nations or first world countries, that because of what happened in 2020, they all decided to print their way out of a problem. Lockdowns and everything, you can say what you will, but ultimately this is going to lead to a financial crisis. And the financial crisis is because of inflation. Mm-hmm. And you cannot, you can't just infinitely print money and expect there to not be consequences. There's going to be consequences. And I understand that, people want to, tax their citizenry, especially based on new and emerging technologies like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But there gets to a breaking point where you're going to get backlash, and, people aren't going to roll with that, especially as crypto becomes more accepted by the general population. More people become investors, more people become holders, and the crypto gets injected into the normal man's everyday portfolio. You're going to see these people who aren't going to stand up for a 50% tax on stuff like that, especially when food prices are rising, home prices are rising, everything's rising. It's like, it makes people feel like they can't win anywhere. And when that starts happening, that's when societies collapse. It's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, point taken. Let's see what's going on in the chat.
I'm actually, I'm going to get rolling, Steve.
Yep, no problem.
It's about my bedtime, but it was very nice talking to you guys. Sadaf,
yep.
It's been lovely. Steven,
lovely to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. And yeah. Steven, are you going on with Ross tomorrow?
Tomorrow's no, I think it's confusing.
Next week?
And no, it's this week. It's on the 1st of August.
Oh, that's Sunday. Oh, okay.
Sunday.
For you, It's on the 1st. For him, it's tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'll be going on August 1st, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time here in America.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be on Ross Nichols' Twitch stream, you guys.
Perfect. That's going to be, guys, make sure you tune in for that, because Ross's Twitch streams have been off the chain recently. He's been having a lot of cool people on Vitalik. So make sure you tune in. He's got a dope Twitch happening right now. So, but yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you for having me on. And make sure you hit the like and subscribe.
Thanks, Nick. Talk to you, man.
Later, guys.
All right.
Reminds me a bit of our dilemma every time we're planning a show.
It reminds Oh, right. Yeah, I know. Especially you. I mean, our time zones couldn't be any more radically different.
And I always end up tweeting the day before because I get it wrong.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh,
Right. Next topic I had here is not crypto related. It's just kind of funny. This is something I was just thinking about. But I was thinking about the worst movies of the early 2000s, because the early 2000s is like an era. It's kind of nondescript in a way until you like look into it more. Like if you start looking into, and what I mean by that is if you start looking into the aesthetics of the early 2000s, whether albeit fashion or film, it's all very generic. Actually, it's all very plain, like too plain, and it's somewhat uncharacteristic. What I mean by that, it all kind of looks like a when you look back at it. Like if you look at a lot of films from the early 2000s and the aesthetics and everything, it all looks kind of like the same. I don't know, like Old Navy warehouse store or something. You know, it's just very nondescript, like kind of in a disturbing manner, I would say, kind of an unsettling manner. So not to take away from the early 2000s that there weren't some solid contributions, like any era there were, but it just kind of got me thinking about all the bad movies and the bad films that were made in the early 2000s. I'm going to rattle off some here and see if you've heard of any of these and have seen any of these. Let's see here. So one of them I had down was the Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas.
Do you know, Stephen, when you type in Google like worst movies of 2000, the one that kept popping up for me was Catwoman.
Yeah, Catwoman is up there. Yeah. Have you seen Catwoman?
No, but I do remember Halle Berry, and I don't think I was in the movie scene back in the 2000 era, but my goodness, like in every aspect, they're like worst director, worst actor, worst storyline, everything. I haven't seen it, but what's your rating?
Well, I have seen Catwoman, and it is indeed an awful film. And I think Halle Berry's a fairly overrated actress. Very, very, very dynamic. And I actually had a real life experience running into her and her boyfriend at the time. You see, a city that I hail from, she was with that I used to live in. She was with this guy who was an R&B singer, quasi sort of famous guy. She was with him for a few years, and he lived in my city, right? And at the time, I was the membership director for the YMCA downtown, and this is many years ago, by the way, many years ago. And he would come in with her, and my employees would always just wave them in, right? And because they'd be so starstruck, they'd always just wave them in. And then one day I'm like, wait a minute, why do you guys keep waving them in? Do they have membership cards? And they're like, I don't know, it's Halle Berry and Eric. And I'm like, I don't care who they are. I'm like, they don't even have membership cards. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's cool just to have them here. I'm like, yeah, I guess. And so then the next time they came in, I stopped them and I just said, hey, you guys, and her boyfriend was like, nah, it's cool. We always come here. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking you. Are you guys members? And so they both got super salty with me. And I was just like, well, if you're not going to, if you're not signing up for a membership, you got to at least buy like a day pass or a week pass or something. And so they were so angry with me that I had the audacity. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you both are collaboratively very, very well off. And you're just like being so petty about having to buy a week pass at the YMCA. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
guess that's how they stay well off, though.
I guess. I just found it incredibly petty of both of them, and so I always kind of just left a bad taste in my mouth. But yeah, Catwoman, I've seen it. It is indeed a horrible movie. And then another one came to mind was this was actually funny though. This is like a funny bad movie, inadvertently funny, but it's with Nicolas Cage called The Wicker Man. Have you seen this movie, The Wicker Man?
No, I haven't.
There's like this iconic scene in it where they put this. He gets like held captive by this. I don't know, like this weird little society village, and they end up putting like this contraption on his head that's like a screen, and then so his head's inside this screen, like it almost looks like a light bulb, and then they put bees inside of it, and then Nicolas Cage is just screaming at the top of his lungs, "Oh no! Not the bees! The bees!" Like, it's just so ridiculous. It's so out of control.
I'm curious to know whether these ratings were determined in the year of, in that era, or
now.
Have they been determined now compared to, what we have, in the movie scene now? Because it'd be very different. I feel like the same movies that they're criticizing on these lists were probably like awesome, things to tune into back then.
Yeah.
What was the benchmark,
Yeah, I don't know. There was just there's a lot of in the early 2000s. I think another thing that made so many bad movies is there's so many bad remakes and then so many bad like sequels, right? So like one of them that comes to mind, there was from the early 2000s, like 2002 or 2003 was a movie called Dumb and Dumber. So it's the sequel. It was a prequel to Dumb and Dumber called Dumb and Dumber, and it didn't even star the two main actors of Dumb and Dumber. Is two different guys that they had play those guys, but just as different actors, and so it was really bad. So they weren't. Yeah. It wasn't Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. It was like two other guys, and it was just really terrible. And then there was the Norbit movies with Eddie Murphy, which was really unsalvageable. That was just, those movies were awful. And then there was like that whole host of remember the early 2000s is very characteristic for, there was like a huge slew of like corny like teen comedy romance movies, like I mean, like with like Freddie Prinze Jr. and people like this, like I don't even know what you know what I mean? I don't even know what I'd describe that era genre of film as. There's like a ton of those where it'd be like, she's a nerd, but then she gets a makeover and then she's the hot girl.
Someone in the chat just said Keanu is the real deal, and I couldn't agree more. Love him.
Keanu Reeves? Or the movie Keanu? Yeah, I love Keanu Reeves. He's awesome. There's also a movie put out called Keanu by the guys that did Key and Peele, those two guys. But I'm not sure which of they were referring to. Someone's like, Norbert was horrible. Space Jam 2. I didn't know there was a Space Jam 2.
Well, I think, I mean, I had a really good experience in those years because I mean, from what I remember, Harry Potter was out, so like Harry Potter was really good.
Yeah. Harry Potter is one of those. It's one of
mystical.
it's one of those it's one of those like series where I'm not even a huge Harry Potter fan, but like I'll stream it. I'll put a Harry Potter film on to stream it with the volume really low while I'm working on my laptop because this sounds weird, but there are certain movies that I just think are aesthetically pleasing when I look up to the TV in the background. And so I just kind of like having movies like that stream in the background where I'm not necessarily watching them. It kind of just enacts as like an aquarium for me. And
yeah, I mean, I've never read the books, and I would never read the books, but they're great.
Yeah. Speaking of bad books and terrible film adaptions, have you ever seen 50 Shades of Grey?
No, I actually haven't. I haven't read the book, but I do remember when it happened, like the craze here. I remember commuting to work every day on a train, and I swear to God, every second person was reading that book.
Oh my gosh!
And I used to be like, "This is really awkward," like in public.
Yeah, in public, yeah, too.
It's like erotic.
Yeah, it's really weird that people would put covers on their books on the way. It's one of those things too. When I actually did a live stream when I used to participate in Twitter Spaces, where we read like I was reading like some of the worst excerpts of the book, and I was like laughing so hard I was crying just how poorly written it is, and just how corny it was. And then it occurred to me, wow, like this was the She's Knit when it came out. Like everybody loved this book, and it's a terrible book. It's awful. And it's
what does that say about the audience, right? There are some pretty cool gaps that we can fill in.
Yeah, it was. It's so cringe. It's so cringe. In fact, I gotta look up a few of the worst. Let me see if I can put 50 Shades of Grey worst quotes. Okay, let's see what comes up. Okay, here. Yeah, I knew someone had to have written about this. Okay, there's some good ones here. I'm just gonna read off a couple. This just to give you an idea of how bad 50 Shades of Grey the book was. Here's one line. Desire pools dark and deadly in my groin. That's awful. That's so bad.
Do you know, off the back of that, there was a Netflix movie that came out. So I think it was 365 Days. And it was the same kind of craze that I saw in terms of, I haven't watched it, but I saw the same kind of craze with almost the same kind of audience going on about this movie. And then it started, like, I don't know if we've matured since 50 Shades, but it was the same concept, which was, how are we promoting, I think it's a gentleman who's kind of kidnapped someone and they eventually fall in love, something along those lines. And people were going crazy over this entire story, but they were missing the principle, which was there's a female being kidnapped, like, and yes, it turned out for the best at the end, but she was being held against her own will. It's like that darkness. It's crazy because it applies in a very disturbing way, as well as a very I guess erotic way. So I don't know where people draw the line.
Yeah, I don't know either. I would draw the line at a line like this. This is from 50 Shades of Grey. Her eyes are brown like bourbon, but flat. What if someone said that to you? Would you be flattered?
Like, that's just ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know.
But there's a market for everything.
What's that?
There's always a market for everything, even ridiculous shit. So
yeah,
I mean, everyone. Yeah.
So when you look back to the early 2000s, Sadaf, is there anything that distinctly stands out to you?
Good movies that I remember, yeah, but no bad movies. Like, for me, it was all about, I think Matrix was around then as well. Like, Matrix, Harry Potter, like all the good stuff. I don't really remember watching a movie and saying, "Oh, that was so shit." Maybe I didn't come across any bad movies, but Yeah, but like to my point earlier, I'd love to know if these ratings are based on the year the movie came out or that era, or whether we're rating those now compared to what we have.
I think, from what I'm seeing on some lists that were made online, I think they are, most of those anyway, are based off ratings from that time, like Rotten Tomatoes and things like that,
Yeah, I think we've come a long way since then.
Yeah. There's one terrible movie from the early 2000s that I quite like a lot, just because it turned into a very much of a cult classic over here in the United States. It's called The Room. Have you ever heard of it?
No, but is it a scary movie?
Depends how you define scary, but it's very poorly done. It's magnificent, and it's very unintentionally hilarious. Turned into like kind of a cult classic here, and they actually made a film, a film about that film, and the making of that film, starring James Franco, called The Disaster Artist, and it's just is really well done. But I would recommend watching The Room sometimes. I'm sure there's folks in the chat here that have seen The Room, but it's hands down one of the most absurd things you would have ever seen. And it was actually filmed. Yeah, it was actually filmed in the Bay, in the San Francisco Bay Area. I don't even know how to begin describing it without doing it justice. It's one of those things that you won't get it until you see it. So that's your homework assignment in the next couple of weeks. Try to watch The Room.
Okay, all right, I'll let you know how it goes.
It's awful, but it's amusingly awful. Yeah, so let me see what else I had on the roster. I think I about got through all of our stories here tonight. Yeah, that's about it that I had on my notes here. Guys, Dogecoin's trading, 20.65 cents here. I do think that there's going to be a breakout, another breakout within the week here. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a magnificent one. But the charting, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I do, and I'm bullish AF, but I am still seeing so many accounts still telling their followers to put in buy orders for 10k BTC. So it is crazy.
Yeah. I think right now is still a great time. To buy before things could likely go pretty bonkers. Honestly. Yeah. I think we're on the precipice of something really, really, really quite bullish. So yeah, I think we're gonna about put a cap on this one, guys. But I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight, and I want to thank my co-host, the lovely Sadaf Jadran, hailing from Sydney, Australia. She's easy to find on Twitter. If you just start typing in her name, she'll pop up there. Yeah, this was a good one. I hope you guys got something out of it. And thank you, Sadaf, for joining. I hope you had a lovely time as well.
I always love being here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. Guys, thanks again. Don't worry, we will be back tomorrow night. Same bad time, same bad channel. Until next time, this is Steele and Sadaf signing out.
Bye.